While the world faces a catastrophic event in the form of a pandemic, we, the members of Soul Celestia, try to come up with a very useful solution to some of the biggest nightmares that India as a nation is facing today. Due to the lack of oxygen and many life-saving drugs, thousands of families are seeing deaths in their homes. But it is not only the lack of medicines and oxygen that has caused so much of problem, it is also the lack of information as to where the COVID beds are present, how to avail oxygen or any related drugs during in case of emergency. We have seen many people die while moving from one hospital to another without having any information so as to where they can find beds in the case of any emergency. So as the third wave is approaching, so here we step in and we have tried to create a platform called Hackodisha, as we call it. Here we have tried to create a platform having four type of users. The first one being the normal users, the second one being the hospitals, and the third one being the NGOs, and the fourth one being the admins, which we have proposed to actually be the government so that they can take the total charge of and they can assess whether a hospital or NGO is legit. So what is the total idea? Let's go one by one. So we have also included a COVID tracker, which can give the data about all the total recovered, total confirmed. This is a very side, like you can say, side feature of our project. Let's move on to the actual feature of the project. So here we go into project. So we can here it asks about which type of user we are. Like we can be a normal user, a hospital, or NGO. So let's begin with normal user. Let's sign in. So here comes the dashboard. Once we log in to our account, we can see the nearest hospitals that are present and the number of beds that are also present. We can also see the drugs available, and we can also request to the NGOs to arrange oxygen or any life-saving drugs in case of emergency. Second, the hospitals. Okay, the hospitals can also log in and update the number of beds available to them in real time. Let's see a real-time example. For example, we have 5 beds that are available and 5 beds that are occupied, and total of 10 beds. So if a hospital wants, there are 2 more patients, so they can take 2 beds from the available beds and send it to the occupied beds, and it will be sent here, and this will be totally like real time. So it will be updated everywhere in the database. And for database, we have actually used MongoDB as a database. And the hospitals can also see the stocks that are left with them, and also the stocks of other hospitals that are nearby with them, so that they can help in case of any emergency. One hospital can help the other hospital, so that so that lives can be more and more lives can be saved. They can also see that if the number of if there is a constant demand of beds and the beds are always occupied, this can be a very good sign that the hospital needs to increase its bed capacity. Similarly, let's move on to the NGOs. The NGOs can see or also access a dashboard where they can see the number of hospitals and the number of beds that are present with them. And they can also see the stocks. They can also see the stocks of the hospitals, and they can see the requirements of the normal people. We are also planning to use NGOs as a institution of checks and balances, so that they can check that no hospital or any medicine shop is actually hoarding medicines and using them for personal benefits. At last, we are having our admin page. That is, we are proposing the admin to be the government, so that they can add legit hospitals and NGOs and grant them permission to access and edit the information on their own end. So this is all about the project, and there are some more features that we are working upon. That is, and we are planning to add those features in the future. We are trying to inculcate a test using AI and machine learning to assess the level of seriousness a person is having while suffering through COVID, so that he or she may take a reference to it and take a call that whether he should go to a doctor or he should stay at home and like treat himself or herself. We are also planning to add a map feature so that the normal users get real-time location of any nearby hospital that they want to visit, or where the beds are available. We are also planning to use blockchain to keep tracks of the COVID drugs being sold in the market, so as to avoid hoarding or black marketing of drugs, as each transaction will be saved in the blockchain, and know that it cannot be edited whatsoever. So this was all from our side. Thank you. And at last, there is our tagline: let's serve and let's save lives. Thank you.